Good morning, students. Welcome back. Again we started our online classes. In previous class we are discussing the third unit. In the third unit, ecosystem. In the third unit we discussed up to 3.1 and 3.2 subunits. Today we are going to complete the third chapter by discussing 3.3 and 3.4, interdependence among the living organisms. What is interdependence? Yes, all we are dependent on each other. Example, we are dependent on plants for the food. Yes or no? Yes. Okay, we are dependent on the plants for the food. Why? Because we are unable to prepare our own food. Plants are preparing their own food. We are taking that food and we are getting benefit from the plants. That's why plants are called as producers and we are called as consumers. Okay, survival of all living things is dependent on each other. What are the organisms are living in the world? All those are interdependent on each other. Without that interdependence, there is no balance in the ecosystem. That's why survival of the living things is dependent on each other. Example, food chain. In food chain also we discussed that only. Yes or no? The primary level, producers, and at the last level, consumers. Producers are the plants and consumers are animals and human beings. Okay, that is interdependence between the producers and the consumers. Then it can be maintained balance in nature. This interdependence itself can be helps in maintaining the balance in between the nature by balancing both biotic and abiotic components, living things and non-living things. It can be, this interdependence can be defined as follows. In three ways this interdependence can be defined. The first one is called as symbiosis. The first process is called as symbiosis. Symbiosis is one of the living togetherness process. Living togetherness process of two or more living organisms. Two or more living organisms can be live together by getting benefit. Both the organisms will get benefit and that process is called as symbiosis. Example, lichen. Lichen is a plant. It is a heterotrophic plant. It cannot be prepared their own food, but it can be lives on another plant is called as autotrophic plant. It can be prepared their own food. Means lichen gets shelter and food from the autotrophic plant, and this lichen can give protection to the autotrophic plant. Both will get benefit, lichen and an autotrophic plant. Autotrophic plant and heterotrophic plant. Autotrophic plant can provide shelter and food to the heterotrophic plant, and heterotrophic plant can give protection to the autotrophic plant. Both the organisms will live together and both will get benefit. That living togetherness is called as symbiosis. Then second living togetherness process is parasitism. The second process is parasitism. Parasitism is also one type of living togetherness of two or more organisms, but only one of the organism can get benefit and another one can loser. Okay, which of the organism will get the benefit is called as a parasite. Which of the organism will get benefit is called as a parasite, and which one is a loser is called as host. Okay, which one can get the benefit is called as parasite and which is losing is called as host. Example, fungi and viruses, bacteria, etc. These parasites are divided into two types depending upon their living place. Example, the first one is ectoparasite. Ectoparasites are the parasites which can live outside the body. For example, head louse. Head louse can be lives on the head region, on the surface of the skin. Yes or no? And like that only endoparasites. Some of the parasites they can live inside the body or inside the host is called as endoparasites. Means they can enter inside the body. They can enter inside the body. Ectoparasite and endoparasites. Then third one is predation. Predation is interdependence between the species. Interdependence between the two organisms, but it is in the species, different species. One is called the predator and another one is called as prey. One of the species is called as predator and one of the species is called as prey. Here in this one, both will show some adaptations. Both predators and prey can show some adaptation. Developmental changes are called as adaptations. Those adaptations can be utilized to catch the prey or to escape from the predator. To catch the prey and to escape from the predators is called as predation. Example, stick insects. All types of stick insects are the examples of predation. Okay, they can show some developmental changes either to escape or to catch the organism. Okay, this is called as predation. These are the three definitions.